Alaska. Just the name conjures images of rugged beauty and untamed wilderness. It's a place where nature reigns supreme, where the landscapes are as diverse as they are breathtaking. From towering mountains to vast, open tundras, Alaska is a land of extremes. Few realize, however, that Alaska boasts more coastline than all the other U.S. states combined. This staggering fact often surprises even the most seasoned travelers. The state's coastline stretches over 6,640 miles, and if you include all the bays, inlets, and islands, it totals more than 33,000 miles. Imagine that. Thousands upon thousands of miles of pristine shores sculpted by glaciers, tides, and time. These shores are a testament to the raw power of nature, constantly reshaped by the elements. The glaciers, some of which are thousands of years old, carve their way through the landscape, creating a dynamic and ever-changing environment. It's a staggering thought, and one that underscores the immense scale and grandeur of this northern paradise. The sheer size of Alaska is difficult to comprehend. It's a place where you can truly feel the vastness of the earth, where the horizon seems to stretch on forever. My own Alaskan adventure began on a crisp January morning. The anticipation was palpable as the plane descended through the clouds, revealing a landscape blanketed in snow. The sight was both humbling and exhilarating. Stepping off the plane, the frigid air hit me with a jolt, a refreshing slap that stirred my senses and reminded me that I was a world away from the mundane. The cold was intense, but it was also invigorating, a reminder of the raw and untamed nature of this place. The air, though cold, felt incredibly clean, crisp, and invigorating. Each breath was a reminder of the purity of this environment, untouched by the pollution and noise of urban life. It was a stark contrast to the hustle and bustle of the city, a welcome escape into nature's embrace. I could practically taste the wildness in each breath. It was as if the very essence of Alaska was being drawn into my lungs, filling me with a sense of adventure and possibility. This was a place where the wild still thrived, where nature's beauty was on full display. Over the next 3 days, I would experience the magic of Alaska in winter. Each day brought new wonders, from the shimmering northern lights to the serene beauty of snow-covered landscapes. It was a journey of discovery, a chance to connect with a world that felt both ancient and timeless. From icy fjords to snow-dusted forests, the landscape unfolded before me like a scene from a storybook. Each vista was more breathtaking than the last, a testament to the incredible diversity of this land. The fjords, with their towering cliffs and icy waters, were particularly awe-inspiring. But this wasn't a fairy tale. This was the real deal, a raw and powerful wilderness that commanded respect and inspired awe. Alaska is a place where nature's power is on full display, a reminder of the beauty and fragility of our planet. It's a place that stays with you long after you've left its shores.
My first day was all about acclimating to this winter wonderland, a place where every corner seemed to tell a story. I started with a leisurely stroll through the charming town of Seward, its colourful buildings dusted with snow, a stark contrast against the deep blue sky, creating a picturesque scene. The air was filled with the sounds of seabirds and the distant calls of sled dogs, creating a soundtrack that was both familiar and exotic, adding to the magic of the place. Later, bundled up in layers of warm clothing, I joined a group for a dog sledding excursion, an adventure I had always dreamed of. The dogs, Alaskan Huskies bred for their strength and endurance, were eager to run, their excited barks echoing through the frosty air, filling us with anticipation. The sled glided effortlessly over the snow, the scenery flashing by in a blur of white and green, a mesmerizing sight. We stopped at a frozen lake, its surface sparkling like a million diamonds scattered across the landscape, a breathtaking view. The silence was profound, broken only by the gentle crunch of our boots on the snow, a sound that felt almost sacred. It was a moment of pure tranquility, a chance to connect with the raw beauty of this frozen world, a memory to cherish forever.
Day 2 promised adventure of a different kind, sea kayaking. The anticipation was palpable as we gathered our gear and prepared for the day ahead. The idea of navigating through the icy waters of Alaska was both thrilling and daunting. We were about to embark on a journey that would take us deep into the heart of nature's winter wonderland. Now, I'm not usually one for braving frigid temperatures, but the thought of gliding through icy waters surrounded by towering mountains and glaciers was too tempting to resist. The sheer majesty of the landscape promised an experience unlike any other. The mountains, with their snow-capped peaks, stood like silent sentinels, guarding the pristine beauty of the fjord. Besides, I was assured by our guide that with the proper gear I'd be as snug as a bug in a... well, you get the picture. The dry suit, designed to keep us warm and dry, was a marvel of modern engineering. It felt like stepping into a second skin, one that would shield us from the biting cold and allow us to fully immerse ourselves in the experience. And snug I was. Donned in a dry suit that resembled something astronauts wear, I felt surprisingly comfortable as our small group paddled out into the protected waters of a fjord. The initial chill quickly gave way to a sense of warmth and security, and I found myself marveling at the ingenuity of the gear that made this adventure possible. The air was still, the water like glass, reflecting the snow-capped peaks and the cloudless sky above. It was as if we had entered a world untouched by time, where nature reigned supreme and the hustle and bustle of everyday life seemed a distant memory. The tranquility of the scene was almost surreal, a perfect mirror of the sky and mountains that surrounded us. It was like paddling through a mirror, the silence broken only by the gentle splash of our paddles and the occasional crackle of ice. Each stroke propelled us further into the heart of this frozen paradise, and the rhythmic sound of paddles cutting through the water became a soothing mantra. The stillness was profound, a stark contrast to the chaotic world we had left behind. As we glided along, our guide pointed out harbor seals lounging on ice floes and bald eagles perched atop towering spruce trees. The wildlife seemed unfazed by our presence, going about their daily routines in this frozen wonderland. It was a reminder of the delicate balance of nature and how fortunate we were to witness it firsthand. The air was electric with a sense of anticipation. We were in their world now, sharing their space, and the realization was both humbling and exhilarating. Every moment was a gift, a chance to connect with the natural world in a way that few ever experience. As we paddled on, I couldn't help but feel a deep sense of gratitude for this incredible journey and the memories we were creating that would last a lifetime.
My final day in Alaska was dedicated to witnessing one of nature's most awe-inspiring spectacles, tidewater glaciers. These colossal formations of ice are not just static entities, ever-changing giants that have shaped the landscape for thousands of years. The sheer scale and power of these glaciers are beyond comprehension, and seeing them in person is an experience that leaves an indelible mark on the soul. These massive rivers of ice flow down from the mountains, carving valleys and shaping the landscape over millennia. The process is slow, almost imperceptible to the human eye, yet the results are monumental. The valleys and fjords we see today are the direct result of these glaciers' relentless movement, grinding down rock and earth, sculpting the terrain into the breathtaking vistas that draw visitors from around the world. To see one up close is to witness the raw power of nature in its most elemental form. The ice is not just cold and hard, it is alive with movement and sound. Cracks and creaks echo through the air as the glacier shifts and moves, a reminder that this seemingly inert mass is constantly in motion. The surface of the glacier is a mosaic of blues and whites, with deep crevasses and towering seracs that add to its otherworldly beauty. We boarded a boat and set off, the air alive with the cries of seabirds. The journey to the glacier was an adventure in itself, with the boat cutting through icy waters and the landscape unfolding in a panorama of rugged beauty. Seabirds wheeled overhead, their calls adding to the symphony of natural sounds that filled the air. The anticipation built with each passing moment as we drew closer to the glacier, the excitement palpable among everyone on board. As we approached the glacier, its immensity took my breath away. The sheer size of it was overwhelming, a towering wall of ice that seemed to stretch endlessly in both directions. The closer we got, the more details emerged. The intricate patterns in the ice, the deep blue crevasses, and the way the sunlight played off the surface creating a dazzling display of light and color. It was a towering wall of ice, shimmering blue and white in the sunlight, stretching as far as the eye could see. The glacier's face was a complex tapestry of textures and hues, with some areas appearing almost translucent, while others were a deep opaque blue. The sunlight transformed the ice into a radiant spectacle, with beams of light piercing through the crevasses and illuminating the glacier from within. The sound of it calving was like thunder, a deep, guttural groan followed by a deafening crash as massive chunks of ice broke free and plunged into the sea. This dramatic event, known as calving, is a powerful reminder of the glacier's dynamic nature. The force of the ice breaking away sends shockwaves through the water, creating waves that ripple outwards and churn the surface. It's a spectacle that commands attention, leaving everyone in awe of the raw power on display. The water churned and frothed, sending up plumes of spray that caught the sunlight and created miniature rainbows. The scene was both chaotic and beautiful, with the spray glistening in the light and the water roiling with energy. The contrast between the serene, icy expanse of the glacier and the turbulent waters below was striking, highlighting the dynamic interplay between ice and sea. Whales, drawn by the abundance of krill in the glacier's wake, breached the surface, their massive bodies momentarily suspended in the air before crashing back down with a resounding splash. These majestic creatures added another layer of wonder to the scene, their presence a testament to the rich and diverse ecosystem supported by the glacier. Watching them breach and dive was a humbling experience, a reminder of the interconnectedness of all life in this remote and pristine environment. It was a scene of breathtaking beauty and power, a testament to the untamed spirit of Alaska. The glacier, the sea, the wildlife, all came together to create a tableau of natural splendor that was both humbling and inspiring. This final day in Alaska, spent in the presence of these giants of ice and sea, was a fitting end to an unforgettable journey, leaving me with memories that will last a lifetime.